जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता। पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा। विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा। तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मागे। गाहे तव जय गाथा जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता। जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे।
Thank you. Good evening, all of you. It is my privilege and honor to extend a warm welcome to all distinguished guests, eminent dignitaries, respected members of the audience, ladies and gentlemen, who have gathered here today for this prestigious book launch ceremony, Sanskritir Ratna Bhandar, Bhawaiya Itibritto. We are deeply honored and by the gracious presence of the Honorable Vice President of India, Sri Chandrapuram Pannusamy Radhakrishnan ji, who has kindly consented to be the chief guest for this significant occasion. Sir, your presence has elevated this occasion and inspired all of us assembled here today. Thank you, sir. May I respectfully request Dr. Jayanta Kumar Rai to kindly address the august gathering and formally welcome our esteemed dignitaries and guests. Sir, please.
Namaskar, Honorable Vice President of India, Sri C.P. Radhakrishnan ji, respected Sri Harshvardhan Shringla ji, respected Professor Nikhil Chandra Rai ji, respected Devraj Patra ji, distinguished scholars, artists, cultural enthusiasts, and all others esteemed audience. I extend my heartfelt gratitude to Honorable Vice President of India, Sri C.P. Radhakrishnan ji, for graciously agreeing to launch this book and for blessing this occasion with his esteemed presence. His encouragement to India's cultural and linguistic diversity inspires all of us. I also thank Sri Harshvardhan Shringla ji, Professor Nikhil Chandra Rai ji, Devraj Patra ji, and all distinguished guests present here today. Today is a deeply emotional and proud moment for me and my co-author, Srimati Sangeeta Rai. This book, Sanskritir Ratna Bhandar Bhawaiya Itibritto, is not merely a book on music. It is an attempt to preserve a living civilization, a cultural memory, and the collective soul of around 3 crore people belonging to the Rajbangshi and allied communities spread across North Bengal, Assam, Bangladesh, Nepal, and adjoining areas. As a member of parliament from Jalpaiguri, and as someone who has always been fascinated by the history, culture, and folk traditions of North Bengal, I often wondered how Bhawaiya has survived for centuries despite changing times, modernization, and migration. The answer lies in the people themselves. Ordinary farmers, cattle herders, boatmen, village women, folk singers, and cultural practitioners have carried this tradition from one generation to another through memory, performance, and devotion. Friends, Bhawaiya is not merely a genre of folk music. It is the emotional language of the soil. Its melodies emerge from the vast plains watered by the Tista, Dharola, Tursha, Shanko, Jaldhaka, Brahmaputra, and other rivers flowing through this region. Its songs reflect the joys and sorrows of ordinary people, the pain of separation, the beauty of love, the struggles of rural life, the devotion to nature, and the deep connection between human beings and their land. The word Bhawaiya itself is believed to be derived from bhava or emotional expression. True to its name, Bhawaiya is a music of emotions. When a Bhawaiya singer sings of longing, migration, or devotion, one can feel the heartbeat of an entire civilization. Historically, Bhawaiya developed among the Koch Rajbangshi communities of North Bengal and Assam. Over time, it absorbed influences from different cultures, languages, and traditions, creating a unique musical heritage. The famous instrument Dotara, often called the soul of Bhawaiya music, became the companion of countless folk singers who traveled from village to village, carrying stories, wisdom, and melodies. In our research for this book, we discovered that Bhawaiya is much older and much richer than many people imagine. Its roots are connected to folk rituals, oral traditions, folk deities, local spiritual practices, and ancient performative traditions. The songs preserve memories of community life, agricultural practices, social customs, and philosophical reflections that rarely find place in formal historical records. One of the important arguments of this book is that Bhawaiya should not be viewed merely as entertainment. It is an archive of history. It is a repository of language. It is a source of identity. The book traces the evolution of Bhawaiya from oral traditions and ritual performances to its present form. It discusses the role of deities, community festivals, dance traditions, and the development of musical forms that shaped Bhawaiya over centuries. We have attempted to document how Bhawaiya emerged as a cultural bridge connecting people across present-day political boundaries while preserving a distinct Rajbangshi identity. The cultural landscape where Bhawaiya flourished extends beyond the North Bengal. It stretches into Assam, Bangladesh, and Nepal, creating a shared cultural space bound together by music, memory, and heritage. Despite geographical divisions, Bhawaiya continues to unite people through a common emotional and cultural bond. Today, when globalization and digitalization are transforming societies rapidly, preserving folk traditions becomes even more important. If we lose our folk songs, we lose our memories. If we lose our memories, we lose our identity. Therefore, this book is a humble effort to ensure that future generations understand the richness of Bhawaiya music and the contribution of the Rajbangshi people to India's cultural heritage. I must acknowledge the contribution of thousands of unnamed singers, musicians, researchers, and cultural activists who have kept this tradition alive. This book belongs as much to them as it does to us. I also express my sincere gratitude to my co-author, Srimati Sangeeta Rai, whose lifelong dedication to Bhawaiya music as a performer, teacher, and researcher has greatly enriched this work. India's strength lies in its diversity. Every folk tradition, every language, every song contributes to the grand mosaic of Indian civilization. Bhawaiya is one such priceless jewel in that mosaic. I hope this book will encourage further research, inspire young scholars, and motivate the younger generation to take pride in their roots and cultural heritage. Once again, I offer my deepest gratitude to Honorable Vice President Sri C.P. Radhakrishnan ji for launching this book and blessing this endeavor. Thank you all for joining us on this memorable occasion. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat. Namaskar.
Thank you, sir, for setting the tone of this evening event. May I now request at this juncture Dr. Jayanta Kumar Rai, Honorable Member of Parliament, Lok Sabha, and author of this book, to felicitate the distinguished dignitaries gracing this august occasion. Sir, I request you to first felicitate our Honorable Vice President of India. Dr. Rai, if you can again felicitate our Honorable MP, Sri Harshavardhan Shingla ji. Again to Professor Nikhil Chandra Rai, former Vice Chancellor of Coach Bihar Panchanan Burma University. Sir, I request again to felicitate our honorable guest, Sri Devraj Patru, publisher Kotha O Kahini of this esteemed book. Ladies and gentlemen, may I now most respectfully request our Honorable Vice President of India, along with our esteemed dignitaries on the dais, to kindly join in the ceremonial release of the book Sanskritir Ratna Bhandar, Bhawaiya Itibritto. Honorable Vice President, sir, Sanskritir Ratna Bhandar, Bhawaiya Itibritto বইটি উদ্বোধন করছেন। Thank you, sir. May I now invite Srimati Sangita Roy, the co-author of Sanskriti Ratna Bhandar Bhavayar Itibritto, to share her thoughts, experience, and reflections on the journey behind this remarkable publication. An English copy of the speech has been kept on the table for reference. Thank you.
ধন্যবাদ, নমস্কার। আজকের এই বই প্রকাশ অনুষ্ঠানের মুখ্য অতিথি ভারতের মাননীয় উপরাষ্ট্রপতি শ্রী রাধাকৃষ্ণন মহোদয়কে সর্বপ্রথমে আমার গভীর শ্রদ্ধা ও প্রণাম জানাই। আন্তরিক শ্রদ্ধা জানাই মাননীয় রাজ্যসভার সাংসদ হর্ষবর্ধন শ্রিংলা মহাশয়কে, সেই সঙ্গে এই গ্রন্থের সহপ্রণেতা মাননীয় সাংসদ ডক্টর জয়ন্ত কুমার রায় মহাশয়, মাননীয় প্রাক্তন উপাচার্য নিখিল চন্দ্র রায় মহাশয় এবং গ্রন্থ প্রকাশক দেবরাজ পাত্র মহাশয়কে শ্রদ্ধা জ্ঞাপন করি। আজকের এই মহতী অনুষ্ঠানে প্রকাশিত গ্রন্থ সংস্কৃতি রত্ন ভাণ্ডার ভাওয়াইয়ার ইতিবৃত্ত সম্পর্কে কয়েকটি কথা আপনাদের সামনে উপস্থাপন করার সুযোগ পেয়ে আমি নিজেকে ধন্য মনে করছি। রাজবংশী জনগোষ্ঠীর সাংস্কৃতিক রত্নভাণ্ডার অফুরান। এই রত্নভাণ্ডারের অন্যতম সম্পদ ভাওয়াইয়া, যা রাজবংশী ভাষাকেও সরাসরি সমৃদ্ধ করেছে। সংস্কৃতি রত্নভাণ্ডার ভাওয়াইয়ার ইতিবৃত্ত গ্রন্থে রাজবংশী জনগোষ্ঠীর প্রাণের সঙ্গীত ভাওয়াইয়ার ঐতিহাসিক ও সাংস্কৃতিক ধারাবাহিকতার গুরুত্বপূর্ণ ও গবেষণামূলক আলোচনা স্থান পেয়েছে। ভাওয়াইয়া সঙ্গীতের বিভিন্ন ধারা কিভাবে সমাজের ধর্ম, রীতিনীতি, আচার অনুষ্ঠান, সংস্কার ও বিশ্বাসকে ধারণ করেছে তাও এই গ্রন্থে তুলে ধরার চেষ্টা করা হয়েছে। গ্রন্থটিতে মন্ত্র থেকে ভাওয়াইয়া সঙ্গীতের বিকাশ, মন্ত্র ও গানের সাদৃশ্য, বাদ্যযন্ত্রের ব্যবহার ও বিবর্তন এবং রাজবংশী সমাজের সামাজিক সাংস্কৃতিক প্রেক্ষাপট বিশদভাবে আলোচিত হয়েছে। বৈদিক যুগের ছন্দময় উচ্চারণ থেকে শুরু করে দীর্ঘ বিবর্তনের ধারায় ভাওয়াইয়া সঙ্গীত কিভাবে আজকে এমনকি দেশের বাইরে জনপ্রিয়তা লাভ করেছে তার একটি সুসংহত বিবরণ এখানে বিন্যস্ত হয়েছে। এছাড়াও খ্যামটা নাচ, বিভিন্ন লোকখেলা, ছড়া, ধর্মীয় বিশ্বাস, সামাজিক চিন্তাধারা এবং আর্থসামাজিক অবস্থানের প্রতিফলন ভাওয়াইয়া সঙ্গীতকে যে সমৃদ্ধ করেছে তারও বিশদ ব্যাখ্যা এই গ্রন্থে রয়েছে। সমৃদ্ধ করেছে ছড়া বিষয়ক গানগুলি, ভাওয়াইয়ার শ্রেণীবিন্যাস, প্রকারভেদ, বৈচিত্র্য, প্রতীক ও অলঙ্কারের ব্যবহার, গায়কী ও ছন্দগত বৈশিষ্ট্য গবেষণামূলক দৃষ্টিভঙ্গিতে উপস্থাপিত হয়েছে। চর্যাপদ, মঙ্গল কাব্য, প্রবন্ধ গান, গান্ধর্ব এবং মার্গ সঙ্গীতের সঙ্গে ভাওয়াইয়ার ঐতিহাসিক ও সাংস্কৃতিক সম্পর্কের বিষয়গুলিও এই গ্রন্থকে বিশেষভাবে সমৃদ্ধ করেছে। সর্বোপরি ভাওয়াইয়া সঙ্গীতের উৎপত্তি, বিকাশ, রূপান্তর এবং বর্তমান সাংস্কৃতিক জগতে তার মূল্য ও গুরুত্বকে এই গ্রন্থে একটি রত্নভাণ্ডারের মতো সংবলিত করা হয়েছে। এই মূল্যবান গ্রন্থ রচনার জন্য আমি সহলেখক হিসেবে পেয়েছি মাননীয় সাংসদ ও লেখক ডক্টর জয়ন্ত কুমার রায় মহাশয়কে। এ আমার পরম সৌভাগ্য। সবশেষে আজকের এই প্রকাশনা অনুষ্ঠানে উপস্থিত সকল বিশিষ্ট অতিথি, গুণীজন এবং শ্রোতাদের আন্তরিক ধন্যবাদ জানিয়ে আমার বক্তব্য শেষ করছি। ধন্যবাদ। জয় হিন্দ।
Thank you, madam, for giving a brief about this rich culture of Bhawaiya music and your book. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is now my distinct privilege and honor to invite Sri Harshavardhan Singlaji, Honorable Member of Parliament, Rajya Sabha, and former Foreign Secretary of India, to address this august gathering. Sir, please.
Namaskar, Vanakkam. At the very outset, let me express my sincere gratitude to the Honorable Vice President of India, Thiru C.P. Radhakrishnan Avargal, who has always attached the highest importance to cultural significance and the preservation of identity, for hosting this important event and giving a special place to the North Bengal region. Bhawaiya is born in the wide river-threaded plains where the foothills of the Himalayas slope gently southwards into the Terai and towards the North Bengal. And it is very significant that the book is based in this region, which I also belong to. Dr. Jayanta Roy, Mananiya Sangsad Sadasya, এবং শ্রীমতী সঙ্গীতা রায়জিকে এই গুরুত্বপূর্ণ কাজের জন্যে আন্তরিক অভিনন্দন। I would say that the fact that this event is taking place in this auspices of the Vice President's house is a very, very important factor for all of us here in this room who belong to North Bengal. The gravitas of this occasion is further deepened by the message that the Honorable Vice President has himself issued on this occasion, which describes Bhawaiya as a living cultural treasure, and I'm quoting the Honorable Vice President, that preserves the spirit, language, and emotions of this region for generations. Unquote. Now, Honorable Vice President has spoken about spirit, language, and emotions. These are not decorative words. These words are chosen for a very special reason. They are the factors by which any civilization must ultimately be understood, and the fact that the Honorable Vice President has defined Bhawaiya so precisely along these lines tells us everything about the significance of what the book accomplishes. Honorable Dr. Jayanta Roy himself is someone that I have been privileged to know for quite some time now. I know him as a person who has committed himself to the welfare and well-being of his people. He is not a person who is given to drawing attention in the political center stage. He's a person who works at the grassroots level in a manner that is dedicated to the people. So from that point of view, he is not only the true representative of all the people of his constituency of Jalpaiguri, which is just next to Darjeeling district, but he is also a representative, the true representative of the Rajbangshi people. And he brings to this work the discipline of a medical mind, an extensive political career trained to observe with precision, to trace every symptom to its source and every system to its foundational logic. Applied to Bhawaiya, this rigor yields a scholarship that is both architecturally sound and illuminating in its detail. But Dr. Roy also brings the sensibility of a man who has spent his public life in close engagement, as I said, with communities, understanding not merely their statistics, but their textures, their griefs, and aspirations. It is this combination that allows him to approach Bhawaiya not only as an artifact to be examined under glass, but as a living tradition to be understood from within. Srimati Sangeeta Roy's relationship with this music is of an entirely different and deeply moving order. She was born in Chikner Haat in Cooch Behar district. I had the privilege of spending quite some time in Cooch Behar during the recent elections, and it is an absolutely beautiful area. Unfortunately, not enough publicity has been given to the enormous tourism potential of this area, but it has some beautiful places to go to, from the Raj Mahal to the Madan Mohan temple to so many other places that are, I would say, of a national and international stature. And I know that with the new government that is there, there will be adequate promotion of the tourism and other potential of this very important district of Cooch Behar. Sangeeta ji herself has carried music inside her long before she possessed the academic vocabulary to speak about it. She has, of course, pursued her training at Rabindra Bharati University, another national symbol of national pride, which again I have had the honor to go to and spend some time in, where she has deepened her research on Bhawaiya and Patiali, becoming a practicing performer of distinction and a regional artist of All India Radio Kolkata and Jalpaiguri Doordarshan. Very, very profound acknowledgement also to Dr. Nikhil Chandra Rai, former Vice Chancellor of the Cooch Behar Panchanan Burma University, and publisher Patroji, who's also with us. Now, no tradition can fully understand apart from the landscape that shaped it, and nowhere is this truer than in the case of Bhawaiya. This music did not emerge from a concert hall or a court. It emerged from the land itself, from the particular quality of light and silence and space that belongs to the Tera and Duars of North Bengal and the river valleys of Assam. It is in this landscape that the Cooch Rajbangshi people have lived, cultivated, worshipped, and sung for centuries. Their history is ancient and distinguished. The inheritors of the Cooch kingdom, which at its heights in the 16th century commanded a vast territory across present-day North Bengal, Assam, and parts of Bangladesh and Bhutan. Theirs is a community that has survived the pressures of successive dynasties, colonial remapping, and post-independence administrative restructuring. And through all of it has retained in Bhawaiya a living cultural continuity that no political boundary has succeeded in erasing. The music traveled with the people carried the music, and in the mutual sustenance lies one of the greatest stories of cultural resilience in Indian history. What I believe elevates Bhawaiya from a regional folk form to philosophical traditions of national importance is its depth and antiquity or spiritual genealogy. The authors trace the roots of Bhawaiya's metaphysical sensibility to the Charipadas, those luminous devotional verses composed by Buddhist Siddhacharyas of the 10th and 11th centuries, considered among the oldest compositions, among the earliest compositions of Old Bengal. These verses accomplished something remarkable. They encoded profound spiritual and philosophical content, tantric cosmology, and the doctrine of the body as a sacred vessel, the philosophy of the soul's journey through coexistence within the imagery of ordinary rural life. The boatman on the river, the woman lighting a lamp, the forest path that disappears into darkness. This was not literary ornamentation, it was a deliberate spiritual methodology, the use of sensory, familiar world as a doorway into the contemporary of what lies beyond it. Let me conclude by citing a metaphor. There is a particular quality of light in the early mornings of the North Bengal Terai. We are all familiar with it. That hour when the mist still lies on the fields and the mountains are only half visible through the haze, and the rivers run silent and quiet before the day's heat arrives. It is the hour in which Bhawaiya seems most itself, most full of its characteristic combination of beauty and longing, of presence and loss, of the world as it is and the world as the heart imagines it might be. This book, the extraordinary work of Dr. Jayanto Roy and Srimati Shangita Rai, is an attempt to hold that light still long enough for the rest of us to see it. It is a work of scholarship, certainly, but it is also something rarer, an act of love for a tradition, a landscape, a community, a language, the Rajbangshi tongue in which Bhawaiya lives and breathes, a language that carries a vocabulary for experience and emotions that no other language has quite the same words for. When a language falls silent, the world does not merely lose a means of communication, it loses a way of seeing, a set of windows through which the human experience is perceived in a light available nowhere. I'm very happy that our party's Sankalp Patra also recognized the Rajbangshi language and acknowledges the need to make it an official language in our state. I would like to once again very, very profoundly thank the Honorable Vice President, who is also chairperson of the Rajya Sabha where I am located, so I have the privilege of working under his oversight for gracing this very important occasion, because it is not just the release of a book, it is also the release of the sentiments of an entire community, and it is the pride of all of us in the North Bengal region. Thank you very much, sir. And my thanks to the authors and all those who are here for this very, very important occasion. সবাইকে অনেক ধন্যবাদ আবার এবং আপনাদের সবাইকে ভালো সুস্থ থাকবেন, ভালো থাকবেন। নমস্কার, জয় হিন্দ।
Thank you, Harshavardhanji. Ladies and gentlemen, we have now reached the most distinguished segment of this memorable evening. It is my singular privilege and profound honor to invite the Honorable Vice President of India to deliver the Chief Guest's address. We are deeply privileged by his gracious presence and are eagerly looking forward to his enlightening address on this occasion, celebrating our rich cultural and literary heritage. Thank you, sir.
ও আমার দেশের মাড়ি তোমার পরে দেখাই মাতা ভারত মাতা কি জয়। কেমন আছেন? ভালো? Today, on the release of the book, Sanskritar Ratna Pandar Pavayar Iti Prato, the dignitaries who are sharing the dais with me, my colleague in the Rajya Sabha, Honorable Member of Parliament, Sriman Harshvardhan Sringlaji, Honorable MP of Lok Sabha, and the author of this book, Dr. Jayant Kumar Rai ji, former VC, Kuch Bihar, Panjaman, Burma University, Professor Dr. Nikhil Chandra Rai ji, publisher Kada O Kahini, Sri Debraj Patra ji, Bhojaniya Swamijis, Bhaiyo Bhagino, Sabko Namaskar. At first, I extend my congratulations to both the authors, Dr. Jayant Kumar Rai and Ms. Sankita Rai, for their dedicated efforts to bring the Rajbanshi culture to the mainstream. I also congratulate the publishers of the book, Dr. Rai, a member of the 17th Lok Sabha and now of the 18th Lok Sabha. He is a doctor by profession. He is a dedicated parliamentarian. I am happy to learn that the Srimati Sankita Rai is a renowned folk music artist. Her passion is such that she traveled from village to village across the state of Assam collecting folk songs. India's strength lies in her extraordinary diversity. Across the length and breadth of our country, we have preserved our identity through language, music, customs, and traditions. These cultural expressions are a treasure house of collective memory and living testimonies of our shared heritage. Through this book, I come to introduce to the art form Bhawaiya. Bhawaiya emerging from the soil of North Bengal and the adjoining regions has for generations carried the emotions, aspirations, struggles, and the wisdom of ordinary people. The beauty of this art is it reflects the relationship between the human life and the nature, the society and the culture. Recently, I visited Siliguri and Kalimpong. I was mesmerized by the beautiful landscape of that region. I traveled from Siliguri to Gangtok by road. What a beautiful landscape it is. The deep river, Tisa River. And that impressed me very much. And when I met the SP of that area, the collector, that is the district magistrate of that area, I met all of them there. Then all of them said in a single voice, the people here is so soft and so sober. Because that SP is from my home state, Tamil Nadu. I met him and asked him. So I was very happy about that. And the book, Sanskritar Ratna Pandar Pavayar Idiprato, systematically and comprehensively traces the historical evolution of Bhawaiya. The four major themes collectively offer a fresh perspective on the origin and development of this great tradition. The history of the art, the role of Kemta dance, and Prat Nach, the influence of folk rituals, religious practices, agricultural customs, seasonal festivals, and community life, and the other traditions demonstrate how Bhawaiya has evolved as an organic expression of the social and cultural experiences of the people. What is the importance of this book? The importance of this book is very simple, that we never want any of our folk song, any of our literature, any of our way of living should go unnoticed. All has to be texted so that the future generation of this country knows everything. The very significance of this work lies in its ability to bring forth an understanding of the cultural history of North Bengal and the Kochraj Bansi community. I am pleased to know that the central theme of the book is that music does not emerge in isolation. Rather, music always brings the society together. The music always reflects the great inside of the people, what they think, what they want to do, how they want to serve the society, how they want to live in harmony. I am pleased to know that the central theme of the book is music does not emerge in isolation. Again, I want to emphasize on it. This perfectly aligns with our Vedas. In ancient Bharat, music was a tool to connect the human consciousness with the cosmic order. The Samaveda is entirely dedicated to musical chanting. So, Veda deals with a different subject at a different levels. From the ancient concept of Nada Brahma to the devotional traditions of Bhakti and Sufism, music has always been hailed as cosmic vibrations and a pathway of the divine. Long before Western classical music emerged, we had the Natya Shastra by Bharat Muni. It treats music as a fundamental expression of human emotions and divine realization. No other country in the world can match the various art forms of music across our Bharat. Every folk song has its uniqueness. Every folk song is having its richness. Every folk song has its melody. That is the greatness of our country. It gives you a lot of joy when you are hearing it or you are singing it. The book also explores the close relations between music, spirituality, and the social life. I am extremely pleased to see that the journey from Mandara to music, as described by the authors, reflects the remarkable continuity of our great Indian civilization. The book also highlights the deep connection between Bhawaiya and the Kochraj Bansi community. In this book, we get to see that communities have preserved their cultural identity, not only by writing the records, but also through songs, stories, rituals, and customs. That's why every section of the society in our country has its own uniqueness. We saw in the beautiful short clip played here that Bhawaiya music is a medium of expression for farmers, cattle herders, artisans, and women. It is a celebration of life through collective participation. Today, I would also like to touch upon the resilient nature of Bhawaiya. It has been truly remarkable how, in spite of the forces of modernization, urbanization, and globalization, it continues to survive and evolve. This has been possible because Bhawaiya remains rooted in authentic human experiences and universal emotions. It is born out of the emotions of our people. That's why it will survive any globalization, it will survive any modernization, it will survive any change comes in. Another important factor is that there are people like Dr. Jayant Kumar Rai and Sangeeta Rai ji who continuously strive to preserve cultural heritage. I also urge every young citizen to work on using technology to preserve our languages, customs, values, and knowledge systems that form an essential part of our cultural wealth. We should be the guardians of our culture, tradition, and identity. Only a few days back, we celebrated the International Day of Yoga. I was a part of the celebrations of the Yoga Day in Ladakh. In my address there, I had told how our ancient traditions have solutions for modern age problems. More we advance in science, more problems we get socially. More we develop, more we become rich. Of course, Swamijis have no problem in that. Others, those who are becoming rich and rich, they got more mental strain. They got more mental pressure. They are always living under some kind of pressure. That is, yoga gives a great solution how to live under pressure without pressure. Thanks to the efforts of our Honorable PM Sriman Narendra Modi ji, the entire world is now increasingly looking up to Bharat for solutions, be it yoga for health, mission life or for climate change and so on. Any development should be a sustainable development. At the same time, we have to exploit the resources to the fullest extent so that economical growth is there. But this should be highly balanced. That growth should be sustained. Environment should be protected. At the same time, we have to grow. Otherwise, we will be left far behind to the competitive countries who are aiming at that we should fall. We are not going to fall. We will rise, but we will not allow other countries to fall. That is the great uniqueness of our great culture. We should always remember that the development becomes meaningful only when it is accompanied by cultural confidence and civilizational awareness. I once again congratulate Dr. Jayant Kumar Rai and Sangeeta Rai ji for their outstanding contribution to Indian cultural scholarship. I am confident that this book will become an important reference for the study of Bhawaiya, Kochraj, Bansi culture and the broader cultural history of Eastern India and Northern Bengal. I would like to conclude by highlighting the beauty of our nation. I, belonging to the state of Tamil Nadu, am releasing this book in Bengali about the Bhawaiya of northern part of Bengal and Assam. Our great Tamil poet, a national poet, Subramania Bharati, has written, 30 கோடி முகமுடையால் உயிர் மொயம்புற ஒன்றுடையால் இவள் செப்புமொழி 18 எனிற் சிந்தனை ஒன்றுடையால். We speak different languages. We practice different traditions, customs. Everything is a little different. Even within our own district also, you see there are so many different customs. But how we are living together? because all our customs, all our civilization, all our music, all our folk songs, all our way of living based on one single unique concept, that is dharma. Our dharma is one, that is why we are all living together. And he is telling only that we speak 18 different languages. The time, what he said, in his time 18 different important languages. Now every language is important. So he said, Seppumoli Padanetudayal eninum Sindanai Undudayal. That is, we speak 18 different languages, but our thinking is always one. That is what he is saying. These lines celebrate the timeless ideal that India's strength lies not in uniformity, but unity amidst diversity. We have many languages, cultures, and communities, yet we are one nation and share one civilizational spirit because all our languages built on the same dharma. And this book is unique because we want no section of the society of India should be left out. We want to preserve even the smallest folk song of India because that got its own uniqueness, that got its own importance, that got its own enjoyable and pleasing sound to take the life without tension. So everything of this country should be preserved for the future generations. In that direction, you have done a wonderful work. I am very pleased to release this book today. Bharat is one, and I am sure, and we all are sure, we will give our life for that, that Bharat will be always one. Thank you. Jai Hind. Long live Mother Bharat. Thank you, everyone.
Sir, we are mesmerized by your deep thought process about the subject, and we feel honored to be a part of this program, and your blessings with your blessings and with your good wishes will go ahead. So now, ladies and gentlemen, as we draw the memorable and dignified program to a close, I now kindly request all of you to stand for national song followed by the national anthem.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मागे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
Jai Hind. Ladies and gentlemen, may I request all our distinguished guests to kindly proceed to the foyer area for the group photograph, followed by high tea. Thank you.